Hello, this is the 160th of a second photography podcast. The focus of today's episode is, should we be documenting the pandemic with photography? Hello and welcome back. I'm still busy with my life at the moment. I've found that doing the podcast in this way means I can keep the episodes going at this time in my life. I've not had any feedback yet that the listeners don't like it. Hopefully I'll be less busy soon and can return to recording episodes myself. As you may know, I stopped my street photography at the start of the pandemic. I wasn't going out and I didn't feel it was appropriate to do street photography at the time anyway. I paused on my Instagram street photography account. Shame, as this was starting to take off. I didn't want to use the time indoors to take up macro photography and come up with indoor projects. Instead I focused more on my YouTube videos, as they could easily be done in lockdown. Things have settled down, although we may possibly be entering a second wave in the UK, but I've not been active doing photography. My genres of photography are fashion, portraiture and street photography. I've seen many people returning to fashion and portraiture photography. I'm not keen to return to photographing models yet. I caught a glimpse of my Ricoh GR3 the other day. It was just sitting unused and unloved on my shelf. This is the best camera for street photography, and it just sits unused. This got me thinking, is it time for a return to street photography, and how would we look back at images from this period in our lives? Any documenting images captured now would be of people in face masks or forming queues for supermarkets. A few of those types of images would be good, but street photography is about more than that. It's about capturing a moment that is unique and stands out on the street. It's that chance encounter that someone walks into a shard of light, made by the arrangement of the buildings at that time of day. And certainly those encounters will still happen at the moment and in lockdowns. But as all street photographers know, the best images come when people are unaware of being photographed. This happens when they're in their own world as they are engaged or busy. Anyone who I would encounter on the street is going to have their senses heightened, as we all feel an increased risk about being out in the world. Is it fair to photograph people under that strain? I've also found the best place for street photography is London, but at the moment I won't be making a trip to London and increasing my risk by taking public transport. For me, the desire to undertake my genres of photography is not so great that I'd increase my risk of catching COVID-19. Due to COVID, I don't go anywhere interesting. I work from home. I go to the shops when I need something. I go for walks. But I walk the same route and it's not an interesting route. I've always got my phone on me should something present itself. But I'm certainly not chasing after or going after street photography images. If one falls in my lap, I'll use my phone to take the image, but the chances of this are low. There certainly is an increased possibility of emptier streets at the moment. So possibly anyone who wants to do architectural photography is better off. Don't get me wrong, I can't wait to have things go back to the way they were, but I won't be increasing my risk to have a taste of that. For now, photography is something to look forward to returning in the future. Perhaps you feel different and perhaps you're back doing photography. Let me know what you think about this episode by leaving a comment on my Facebook page or on Twitter. See you next time. Additional episodes of the 160th of a second photography podcast are available on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud or Anchor. I hope to see you again soon.